Hello and welcome back to episode 2 of Thought from the Saddle. Thanks for joining me, musician on a motorbike, and thank you to everyone who commented on my last video. It's really nice. There's not many, but there are a handful of quality comments and thoughts and insights. I have a heart full of gratitude for your time that you've spent even watching these videos. Actually, gratitude is something I'm going to come on to a bit more in today's video. And in today's video, I want to talk a little bit about riding when you don't feel like it. Now, the hardest part of any ride, I think, is just getting started. How many of us have actually over the years have just ridden less and less to the point that we've sold our bikes, only later regretting selling it at all? Now we've got nothing to do. I've kind of come to the point and conclusion in life that you don't need to feel like going for a ride to enjoy it. As with many things, I found that motivation often follows action, not the other way round. I know that's countercultural, counterintuitive, but that's what I've begun to find. And often the ride doesn't need to be great to be worthwhile. Just turning the key, starting the engine, flicking that throttle and just moving off in first gear, sometimes that's enough, just that sense of motion. I've often thought, actually, the worst rides rarely happen. They're the ones that just never get started. Now, one of the things that is the greatest enemy of a good ride is the comfortable sofa or armchair that we have at home. Sometimes we look out the window and the weather might just be not great or inviting. It could be cold or frosty, or there's a forecast of rain. Maybe the comfort that we're in just means that we don't want to go anywhere, and that comfort and the warmth of the living room that we're sat in, it just brings about that little tiredness. Oh no, I haven't quite got the energy. And that famous phrase that resonates in our mind, I'll go tomorrow. The sofa really does have very persuasive arguments. But just remind yourselves to not judge the ride as to how you feel before, maybe even sometimes during, but afterwards. I rarely regret ever going out, no matter how much effort it takes, even if it's a short ride. But I do often regret not going. I remember someone many years ago saying to me, the only things we regret are the things that we didn't do. Even a dull ride can reset the mind. Now, just being gentle on ourselves, we need to give ourselves permission not to perform. We're not developing content for YouTube, we're not going any great distances that we can boast about later, we're not trying to achieve something that we can just share photos with a motorcycle group. We're just going out for a ride for what I believe is the most important and rewarding part of life, and that is gratitude. Now, this is where this particular episode 2 of A View from the Saddle gets a little bit deeper. I've kind of got this notion that life under the sun is fleeting, and so much of our sense of feeling, a sense of being or purposefulness, is not in control or achievement, which is what we so often chase, but in humility, reverence, and just receiving every moment of life as a gift. And as much as we need that rest on our settees and in our comfortable homes, sometimes we need a bit of me time, or us time if we're plural, to just get out and do something. And for many of us, that can be riding the bike. Here's a thought to plant in your minds, and if you don't remember anything else on this video, just remember this. How many times in life have you tried to achieve something and you've worked so hard at it? You've set goals, you've set regular meetings, you've set targets to reach, you've set strategies, tactics, actions, all in the pursuit of something. That could be your work. Maybe it's something to just give you great pleasure. Maybe it's something to just build your wisdom through reading or education. Maybe you've chased after wealth and money. Maybe status, titles, or even the job you have. Even righteousness. These are all in many of our lives tested of sources of meaning. And every time each is found wanting. But for me, one of a handful of life's real purposefulness are moments of gratitude. Now it might be hugging someone you haven't seen for a while. You'll so appreciate seeing them. Maybe you look back on photos of old rides or old holidays and you're just grateful that you had those memories. Gratitude is something that is a real reward, particularly when we're feeling a bit down, and the winter months can do that. So by getting out on the bike, enjoying the ride while you can, life is only fleeting, we don't know what's around the corner, means that you have a chance to build those small moments of gratitude. I'm sure there are many other ways in your life you can build gratitude, don't get me wrong, but as this is mostly talking about motorbikes, and as most of us, for some reason, either through our lack of desire, lack of motivation, or maybe it's just a bit chilly, don't do something we know we love, and that's getting out on the bike, whether it's a long or a short ride. What do you think? What are your thoughts? Do you find moments of gratitude something you've reflected on? I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Anyway, take care, ride safe, and thanks for joining me, musician on a motorbike.